Hi, this is Governor Pete Ricketts. The vision for the state of Nebraska is to grow Nebraska. And by that I mean create more and better paying jobs to keep our kids and our grandkids here. And the mission statement for the state is to create those opportunities through more effective, more efficient, and more customer-focused state government. And that's really the reason why we created the Center of Operational Excellence within the Department of Administrative Services. This Center of Operational Excellence is about pulling together all the resources that we have in the state to deliver on that promise. And the way we're doing that is through our Lean Six Sigma effort. Lean Six Sigma is a process improvement methodology that we are introducing to all of our agencies. In fact, we've been doing it for the last 4 years or so to be able to help them run their agencies better, to really get rid of the unnecessary steps, get rid of that waste, things that just don't make sense. Today, we're going to talk about how the Department of Transportation has used that to do a better job of serving their customers. So, of course, the Department of Transportation's mission is to be able to help move people and goods around our state in an easy way. One of the things they have to do to be able to do that is they acquire property. And that property then has to be managed afterwards. So, of course, this is, for example, where we build our highways. But then we also have other partners who have to go across our property, and so we have to manage that as well. Think about utilities, whether it's fiber optic lines, gas, water, telecommunications, you name it. We want to allow our partners to be able to use that. And so we have a permitting process to be able to do that. In fact, we issue about 1,700 permits every year to customers like our utility companies. Now, the Department of Transportation wanted to make sure they were looking at that process to make it easy on their customers. And that's where Lean Six Sigma came in. They started looking at that process to see how they could streamline it and do a better job serving our customers. And so today we got Brendan Schmidt, who's going to come and talk to us a little bit about how the Department of Transportation used Lean Six Sigma to examine that process and do a better job serving their customers. And of course, that's what we're all about here at the state of Nebraska. We want to continue to look for ways to be able to serve our customers better. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brendan Schmidt.
Thanks, Governor. The Right-of-Way Division requested assistance from the department's Lean Six Sigma team in conjunction with the Center of Operational Excellence to see if there was any efficiencies that could be gained in the permitting process due to the large number of permits that are required each year. The Lean Six Sigma project successfully reduced the number of steps from 68 down to 20. This led to a total time savings of nearly 70%. One of the greatest efficiencies gained was the elimination of the performance guarantee for our utility company partners. Historically, NDOT has always required a performance guarantee for entities desiring to occupy the right-of-way. The intent of the performance guarantee is to make sure that the occupation of the right-of-way is performed in requirements of the permit and construction was completed in a satisfactory manner. The elimination of the performance guarantee saves the department from having to process nearly 1,200 payments each year. Prior to our process improvement project, the department had nearly $700,000 in performance guarantees waiting the completion of the occupancy permit. Once complete, the department has to issue a payment back to the permittee. Over the past decade, the department only found a few instances where the performance guarantee was withheld due to non-compliance of the permit requirements. It was wasting time without adding value. Going forward, the department will work with its utility partners to fulfill the requirements of the permit without requiring a performance guarantee. Again, the time savings this creates are enormous, both for the state teammates and the Nebraskans we serve.
My name is Keith Cohell. I work for Nebraska Department of Transportation, District 1 Permit Officer. My job is to review and submit utility applications for permits to work along the state highway system. The performance guarantee was, so to speak, a carrot to make sure that they did the project right and that they did it according to our standards. We just made sure that they finished the project and put the right-of-way back in the order they found it. Before, we would accept them by U.S. mail, so it would take some time for you to get them, then to receive them, to review them, and a lot of times you had questions that you need to follow up on. In order to do that, you would have to contact them and have them submit new plans or alterations to their submittals before you could go ahead and okay them to send them in for an issuing of a permit. What we did with the Lean Six Sigma was try to find ways to speed the process of issuing of permit applications into permits to the customer by eliminating the performance guarantee for the utilities. And by eliminating the performance guarantee, we're able to speed the process by accepting permits applications by email opposed to waiting for the U.S. mail to deliver it to us by check. The utilities, by eliminating the performance guarantee, are able just to go ahead and perform their work without having to wait on the time lapse that it takes to process. And then we don't have to send a performance guarantee back to them after the project is completed. That way it's a quicker turnaround all around for the utility. I think it's helped tremendously because not only have we eliminated a lot of the steps that we took out of the situation before, we're able to perform our duties more efficiently by issuing of the permit and the review process with a quicker turnaround. I'm going to say it probably took our time down from 2 to 3 weeks down to probably 5 to 10 working days.